whole entire discussion. So then, if those people that couldn't make it today, if they still want to know what we talked about in preparation for Saturday, they can come back and rewatch it. Sounds cool?
Yep.
So the first question is, what does campus need to change? That's in regards of teachers, that's in regards of learning environment, anything. What do you think personally, as your personal student experience, or things that you have noticed that needs to change, and just yeah.
I think a lot of people putting their thoughts together, and that's why you're not saying nothing. I'm trying to think too. Like, okay.
You have a couple minutes. That's okay. If it helps, I can share some of my concerns.
For me, as far as the learning environment, it's not much that I would say needs to be changed. At least for me, because I can learn pretty well. Um, and the teachers, I don't know, I would say ask like the people that have like more trouble with those things. Um, because I feel like not everybody has that much trouble. Our classes are pretty reasonable. Um, so I'm not sure. And I like our teachers, so with those two things, I wouldn't say not much. You know. So yeah.
I feel like sometimes communication with teachers, sometimes it gets lost in the mix. But I know that when I do communicate and express my concerns with certain teachers, that it can be addressed and they take it as me reaching out for help and not like I'm trying to slack off or something. Do you think anything about the students? Like, I know that there's been some issues of, like, some some students aren't following um, instructions. Like when it was like when it comes to just like simple things sometimes.
Mhm. Yeah, I would say the students could be a little bit more respectful for the the other students because sometimes they'll be like disrespectful to the teacher and that takes up our time from like because the teacher has to tell them like, oh, don't do this, don't do that, and it's like you should already know this, and so that takes up our time and the time. We only have about like I think 50 something minutes in those classes, so it's like we need to not like be respectful of the other students that actually want to get this class done and because sometimes we fall behind in some classes because of
Yeah.
that fact. So yeah.
And it ends up being like a big game of catch up, and we're always trying to catch up and catch up.
Mhm.
When you shouldn't be playing catch up when it's like fourth
Yeah.
quarter or something.
Mhm. Exactly.
And
That's
so,
how it was in ESS. We were always our class was always behind for some reason. I didn't understand why.
yeah,
We was
it's like
always
Mr.
behind.
Dart's class and then Mr. Dart's class, and then Mr.
Mhm.
Rose here, and it's like, wait,
Yeah.
Makaya, did you want to say anything?
No, y'all pretty much cover everything that I was thinking of.
Hmm.
Covered. Really? We did?
Yes.
Okay, so the next question is, what is holding campus back from being to where we could be versus where we are?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question one more time?
I said, what is holding campus back, like where we are now versus where we could be in terms of like,
Your mic is on mute.
sorry about that. What is holding campus back is in like where we are currently and where we are currently and what we can like. What are the steps do you think we should take as a school? Like, do we need to focus more on student mental health? Do we need to have teachers, do some check-ins with students? Do we need student
Yeah, I would say check-ins definitely. Yeah, we could get more. I feel like we can get further than where we are now if people, the teachers check in with the students because sometimes they may come in and not be at their best. Sometimes teachers can really help with that. Like Mr. Kim used to really be that type of principal. Like he checked in with us, made sure that we was okay if he seen us in the hallway not looking pretty good or whatever. So I like that about Mr. Kim. I don't remember any other teachers being like that. Um, yeah, but we could get them teachers to be a little bit more, you know, I don't know, second on us. I feel like,
well,
yeah.
listening and like,
Mhm.
you're not just our teacher. You're also this other individual person that we don't really know about. Obviously, you're not,
Exactly.
like you're not the teacher. So then when we like sort of break that barrier and that wall,
Mhm.
allows you to understand them more and like see where they're coming from.
Right.
Right. And like I know that like I talked to Mr. Tout one time and I just wasn't it was like a very bad day and just a lot going on and he was like, I don't know what's wrong. So he like took me out to the hallway and he like had a conversation with me like as Drace and then now Mr. Tout.
Mhm.
And I felt like that really like resonated with me and like see him as a person and not as a teacher and I think that really like helps students understand that correlation between the two.
Right. And I also feel like yeah, Mr. Todd was he was very very he was always asking us if we was okay,
Yeah.
but I also feel like the students, like you said, should open up more too because sometimes teachers don't know either. They don't really. Sometimes they're too busy to notice that their students are feeling some type of way. So it kind of helps us to open up to them sometimes. You know. What'd you say, Makai?
I just wanted to add that I think having that communication with your teacher also helps because there was times where I just felt overwhelmed with work and stuff like that, and I needed to talk to like a teacher or something. And like for an example, Mr. Tout was like really there as far as helping with that. So yeah.
Yeah, I like that about Mr. Tar. He was very helpful and very, he listened a lot. So
Definitely.
that was helpful.
Okay, and then what was I about to say? I had a brain fart. So do you think that like if there was some sort of like system put in place where, you know, you had a certain teacher that you would go to for things, um, if you're having trouble, even like in your day to day life, not even just as a student, do you think that would be more helpful to have during school besides like like the guidance counselor because she's only one person. And so like, do you think that's a better not alternative, but like uh just a better thing to have?
Can you repeat your question? I had a hard time hearing you.
And so, do you think like if you had like a teacher that you could go to in particular to talk about things and like go to when you're feeling like down and stuff, do you think that would be better for you as a student and as an individual if that was able to if you were able to have that?
I think that would be good having a teacher there for support, just to talk to, like I said, if we're feeling overwhelmed or stuff like that.
Yeah, I would say the same because, like you said, even if we have a guidance counselor, they may be, always, no, with another student or whatever. So, whatever. So, it's good to have a teacher, you know, because not everybody is the same. Not everybody will like, even though they understand, that don't mean they really can help you,
Right.
from that situation that you're in or whatever the case may be. So I do think you should go to certain people for certain things. I never went to Miss Flowers, but maybe because I never really had no problems. I always handle my own problems, but I never really had to. But it did help when teachers checked in because I didn't usually like saying anything. I would just wait until something bad happened, then I would just get upset, and then they asked me.
Yeah.
And I think that's a bad thing. So I learned that not to wait until they, notice it just to tell them that I'm not feeling well or something that day.
Um. Sorry about that. I had to do something real quick. But Mr. Ellenbogen informed me that how can we make these check-ins in an online situation because our first quarter is going to be online. So do you think that having these kind of like Zoom calls put in place instead will be better, or what do you think?
Yeah, I
Um,
would say. Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead, Jayla.
I would say the Zoom calls would work. For now, I would say. And I wanted to ask you, what did you say about first quarter?
Um, he told me that the first quarter will be online.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
right.
that makes sense though, in a way.
Yeah.
Mm,
Too bad.
I was gonna say, the Zoom calls, they're pretty cool. I know like now, like I work and stuff and we use Google Teams. Like that's another good like
Resource.
video chat, yeah, resource video chat thing that we can use. So I guess it depends on the teacher.
Google Team. Okay. Um, so how you guys feel about this online situation? Like in regards to school being online.
It's really different. It's different. It's something I gotta get used to.
Yeah.
Definitely. It was kind of cool. Okay, like when the virus first started, and we had to do it because we was literally almost done with school.
Yeah.
But this is like the beginning, so I'm kind of scared. And we seniors now. We'll be seniors, so it's
Right.
kind of risky to.
So it's like a little bit like life or death.
Yeah.
Cause,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think as long like I've been like as you stay organized on things, that helps a lot. Plus,
Mhm.
like when it's on, I liked it because it had like different time slots for
Mm.
Right.
the online classes. So I did like that too because then it sort of like kept you on a schedule in a way. But then
Mhm.
like, oh, I woke up late, you know. But like
Right.
it was a hard adjustment. But like now it's like okay, I got this.
And then even if you like missed it, they would like post the YouTube video. They would do like a YouTube video or like screen record or whatever,
Hmm.
and then post it on YouTube. And you can go back and see what you missed that day if you wasn't able to get in that class that day. And that was helpful too.
Sometimes I feel like the little YouTube videos will sort of get a little bit piled up, so that I'm just looking back like ah.
I would say too, at first it was hard. I guess it's still hard because like I'm so used to having my teachers like right there. So like if I needed help, I can ask them a simple question. But now it's like we're using email and stuff like that, and sometimes they may be too busy um to respond fast enough because everybody else is trying to email them. So yeah.
Okay, so the next question is, could campus do more to prepare students for their future, and how?
I would say we could get to have a little bit more experience with different things because like hands-on things I feel like
Mhm.
and go to different like because some people just we do field trips where we just go and we like look at the human body and all that stuff. Not
Yeah,
everybody wants to be a doctor and stuff, like
right.
I want like to go on a field trip for like maybe dentistry or something like that and get like a hands-on experience. I did like that we did the college trip and the what was that trip? The DC trip. I liked both of those. Which that was really good actually. But I wanted to get a little bit more hands-on because like as a career, not really as a college, you know.
Hmm.
So yeah.
I feel like I agree with what you said, Jayla, and also like when we go on those trips, it like really helps us visualize like what is our future going to look like.
Right.
But like we mainly, I feel like we also need to focus on what steps do we need to take to how to get there, and
Mhm.
what resources can you guys provide us with that can ensure that we can get to where we want to
Exactly.
be. And I feel like sometimes they struggle with that in a way, with
Mhm.
finding us some resources, because sometimes yes, it's like they give us an online website, but like, can you give us a tutorial on how to work it?
Right.
Can you give us any recommendations in the career that we want to go into?
Hmm.
Um, it's just the small things that make a really big impact because we can say that we want to go to college, but like,
Right.
what can I do now to ensure that I can get to that?
Exactly.
They like leave that out, you know?
Mhm. Yeah, because it's always just like it's certain requirements for each college, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like I get that, but like I do want a little bit more, yeah, like you said, recommendation on like my path that I'm choosing more so, because I mean if I can get in, I can get in, but once I'm in there, like what am I expecting?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Like, what is our first year gonna look like?
right, exactly.
How do we make that big transition from and like, dang it. I said, what's our gonna look like? And like sometimes people have that very like complicated jump from going to being in college, and it can be a very challenging jump even when you feel like that you're really prepared. But I feel like I'd rather be prepared than just don't know what to do. And for those who are just coming in, the question is, could campus do more to prepare students for their future and how? Leah, you was about to say something? Who is NA? Leah, are you speaking or did you
Can you guys hear me? Okay, sorry, it's just really weird because like when I try and speak on speakerphone, it just like does not register. And I'm like, oh no, I really want to hear this part, and then it doesn't happen. But um, oh shoot, wait, sorry, what was the question again?
It's could campus do more to prepare students for their future and how?
Oh, right, okay. Um, definitely, yeah. I think that bringing up, I think like social skills in workplaces and advocating for yourself and um, also being able to just do basic tasks like write out a check or something because I can't do that. But there's a lot of things that I think like kids just don't know in general. So I think that it would be very beneficial for us as like international students to know how to just like survive in America alone. So yeah.
Hi, Deandra. The question is, could campus do more to prepare students for the future and how? So you can think on that for a moment or two. So yeah, I do agree with you, Leah, about um, writing checks and stuff. Just like the basic necessities of adulting, quote unquote. And sometimes people don't have that like role model that they can go to, or someone that they can confide into to teach them these things. And I feel like that's a very important thing that we should have and that we could possibly get into doing at campus, because I feel like it's important for high school students to learn these things, because when we're out in the real world and we don't know what to do, are we going to be prepared, or are we going to still not know these things? Did anyone else want to share what they think campus can do more to prepare us for the future? And that can be with like incoming freshmen, that can be with our current class, senior class now, that can be with not just about college and learning taxes and all of that stuff.
I would say for like the freshmen coming in, we didn't have this, but it probably could have helped us if we, had some seniors come in and, speak to us about, I mean, not seniors, but like, well, yeah, I was in seniors in high school. If we was in freshmen and we had seniors come in, it would be a lot easier to know like their experience in the IB school and, get that actual feeling of what it was going to be like, you know, um,
Yeah.
and like the raw um opinion of what they thought. I mean, yeah, like what it was for them. Like, I don't like no filter or anything. Like, I want to know exactly what you know. And we could do that for our incoming freshmen
Yeah,
if
we could do
we
like
can.
like a week or something.
Yeah.
We like um the freshmen get to get a guide and
Mhm.
a senior guide or something like that.
Right.
Right. So then it can be an easier transition, because I know
Mhm.
freshman year, I mean, it wasn't hard for me, but like it was just new, everyone new,
Yeah.
so they're a little bit confused.
Yeah. It was. Yeah.
And so I feel like that would be good. And even like we can do the same for, you know, maybe when they become sophomores, the juniors can
Right.
do that.
Then they could take that role.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then it becomes sort of like a thing that happens. So then
Mhm.
before you go into this next grade, you need to know this stuff even before you enter, so then you can be prepared to succeed and get the help that you need and know these things that can help you when you're transitioning to the next grade.
Exactly.
Anyone else? Deandra, Leah. Okay, this is. Oh, okay. Go ahead. You can think. Sorry. We're gonna wait until Deandra's done thinking for the next question. If you had anything else to add, anyone, don't be afraid to speak up. Are you sure, Deandra? Because I feel like you could say some good stuff. Okay. In what ways do you think campus is helping students develop a genuine sense of purpose? Or is this purpose being hollowed out, and why? Whenever you're ready, you can speak up and turn your mic on, or chat, put it in the chat if you want, if you don't want to speak, and I can read it aloud. I can repeat the question. In what ways is campus helping students develop a sense of purpose, or is that purpose being hollowed out, and why? I'll give it 5 minutes or so to think it through, guys. Lee, are we trying to say something? Oh.
I don't know if this makes sense, but as far as a purpose, I would say I like that we do the award assembly at the end of like each quarter, because I feel like if it wasn't for that, a lot of kids wouldn't really care to really get honors or high honors. If it wasn't for like having an entire audience watching them and knowing that they work for that, that does make us have a purpose to achieve high and get good grades, because I can't lie, I like walking across the stage and let everybody see that I did this. It makes me feel good. So yeah.
And it makes you feel like that all your efforts paid off. And
I agree. I think that like the validation of that, it's like it it's kind of like an incentive, I think is the word, but like an incentive to work harder for it.
Right. Just like it pushes you more to get an award, but like even then it makes you want to do better in a sense of just see what you can do more, and then even if you are lacking, then you can go to your peers who did get an award and be like, hey, what did you do to get this award?
Right.
And it just builds this sense of improvement, evaluation, and purpose. Anything else that you guys like? What about, do you think like the talent shows and these different creative, like the casts that we do help as well?
Yeah, I think that does help, especially for most of like the 11th, like 10th graders last year, and like some of us, because like it will always be like a group of the 11th graders doing like or like for example, how what's his name, Zaire, he showed his side very, very, he expressed his side when he did that, on a talent show. I can't remember what he did, but he did it, and I feel like that made him feel more like, like he mattered. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we were all there watching him. It was, I don't know how to explain it.
It was very fulfilling.
Yeah. It gives them a chance to show that side, or Yeah.
And like you won't get shut down, and it's very encouraged for you to speak out and just express yourself.
Mhm.
And I like that about our school. Do you think there's anything?
I think that this alone just kind of like has like a good impact on it because it's like, I don't know, people say like communication is the key to all relationships. And just the fact that we're talking about this like right now, like that's communicating and like we're making our like needs and wants known. And I think that that is like that's vital in having a like an enjoyable but also effective high school experience.
Definitely. Do you think um, that there's anything that doesn't that campus does that's hollowing our purpose or making it feel like it's less than, or do you think that's like more self-inflicted that if you get bad grades you're just the most worst student ever, and does that make sense what I'm trying to say?
I think we could definitely work on our like IEP programs
Mm-hmm.
because there's like still a lot of stigma around it, and it's like I have ADHD, and that is classified by the state of Ohio as a learning disability. So it's like I don't know. I'm just like I'm tired of like people. I guess because I don't know. I'm tired of people like being like, oh, that person has like an IEP, so like obviously they're dumb or something. Because I feel like that has happened at campus. Um, well, not I feel like that it has happened at campus, but I think that there kind of needs to be like a normalization, but also the case managers need to like a better job. I don't know exactly how that would work. So that
Can
Did you say okay?
I was gonna say something. I was gonna also say, she made a really good point. Also I feel like if you know within yourself that there is nothing wrong with IEP, like I ain't saying you worry about what people say about you, but I'm just saying like if you know within yourself that there's nothing wrong with IEP, because it's just extra help basically. It depends on the person. So yeah.
and it's just like what's the word, accommodations, because like my brain works differently than somebody else's. Like if we were given the same puzzle, I would probably solve it in a different way that a person without ADHD would, and it might take me like longer or like someone's brain. So
So do you think that's do you think that it's students that's like it's like the
can you repeat that?
do you think it's like the environment that's like contributing to those experiences that you had at campus, or do you think that yeah, like do you think it's the environment or it's the students, or do you think that the students affect the environment? But I can't hear you.
I think, I mean,
Leah, I don't think
the
you're
environment, I would say, it's hard to explain because there's definitely like a lot of distractions. But it's also like I learn how to like kind of cope with them a little bit better. That's just my personal experience, so I don't know if that's, how every other person with ADHD is gonna, react. But I think that yes, there's a lot of emphasis on diversity and how important it is. And while I wholeheartedly agree, I think that that needs to start including different abilities as well, not just races, religions, and sexual orientations and gender identities.
Because I think, sometimes that, like, caught up in, like, the environment, and it just, like, sometimes have a negative impact. And I feel like that people don't realize the impact. And now that, we're talking and, having these conversations that need to be spoken, this will allow us to further grow and, grow as a
Yeah.
and grow as students and be more aware and just, if you see something, say something.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Not only just students, also teachers can play a part and just all around, Maybe we can even have something put in place with that. Okay, so I'm gonna do one last question and then I'm gonna let you all free. Sorry about that. So what do you guys think this school year is going to look like? And with that, do you think it's even more important to be having these conversations?
I believe we had this question in one of our journal for Mr. Ellebogen's. Yeah. What I said was, well, now that I know that first quarter will be online, I think if we go back to school for second quarter, I still think that we will be distancing, social distancing, or at least trying to. Um, and what that will look like probably will be, I feel like, what did I say? I was saying, not socialist, but like every time a set of kids leave out of the classroom, like we will wipe everything down, and like for the next set of kids to come in, so everything is clean. Obviously, we probably wear masks, which I don't even know if that's still good or not. Maybe they're gonna do something where we have a number of kids come in at different times. I'm not sure. That's what I don't know if we even gonna have school this year. I mean, first quarter online makes a lot of sense. So,
Do you think they'll allow people to continue doing online if they don't want to go back to physical school?
oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah, because a lot of kids won't want to come back to that environment. You know.
And I don't think it's like, it's more of like a health thing. It's not even, I don't want to be by y'all. No, it's like a general,
I think that it's like gotta be respectful of other people's wishes too, because I mean, like, all right, so there's some people who are immunocompromised or have like autoimmune disease at our school, and they can't help that. So at risk than other people. So I would think that people will be allowed to stay with online school as an alternative while we're still like, flattening the curve. Um, but I think also there has to be like an agreement to, you know, use less time. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that option should still be available for all students. You know, yeah.
A good percentage of like kids did not want their kids to go back to school. And I can see why. But like it's also like our senior year and it's like the most important year. It's the most important year that we can, I guess, embrace change. Anything else?
I was just gonna say, I think it's gonna be really hard to socially distance because when we get back to school, a lot of people gonna see their friends and they're gonna wanna like run up to them, give them a hug or whatever and stuff like that. So I think it's really gonna be really hard. And plus, we're not used to it either. So
Right.
Especially around like lunchtime, where it's
Yeah.
like we have to take our masks off to like eat. That is really like what I'm like looking concerned about mostly.
Do you think
You
they'll
know,
let like students go somewhere else?
right?
We got the option to go to like the library or like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. I think we should do that. Like a certain amount of students can be in a place. In one
maybe
place.
like per grade or something. Like
Yeah, I would say like all like 11th graders eat lunch at one time because they would have like a mix of students. Like the only ones that ate along was the ninth graders, and I think we should have 4 lunch periods now, so that all of us can eat with our grade, so it's not too overcrowding. You know, so
if it's online, if they have the option of online, do you think that like it's gonna affect how people will learn, like their learning, um, not their learning capabilities, but like just how you learn in general. Like some people are more visual, some people are more.
personally, I think maybe for me, because yeah, I am a more visual learner. Um, than being like told, because I sometimes I don't listen. So if I'm there and you're telling me like straight to my face or something, I think that's really helpful and seeing exactly what you mean, for my own self. So you can for me and you, so that I see it and I know that I see it. So we both, good, yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Um, oh wait, go ahead.
no, you go ahead. You have the floor. All this.
I agree with Jayla. Also, now they have a choice if they want to be a part of school. So
Right.
it's gonna be a lot harder. Plus, we are already behind, like way behind. So it's like it's gonna be very chaotic to go back. And yeah,
Our IB, like the big IB projects that we have to get done and stuff because yeah. So do you think it'll affect our IB projects that we have to do?
uh, yeah. Have anybody like started their E or no?
Yeah, I've done some outlining. I've back, Mr. Elmore.
No. No, Mr. Cotton's gonna be so mad.
Honestly, I forgot about that, but I think we got an email from Ms. Snyder that was saying like if we're not into it right now, we're behind. She was saying.
Yeah.
So I'm behind.
I don't know. Are there any teachers on this call? Because this is very important.
Yeah, who is CIHS?
I think Mr. Elbogan is on here. And Mr.
Okay. So I can't say this. Wait. What? Is this Mr. Logan?
Oh wait, he was on here. He was E, I think, or something like that. I don't know. I
Oh
thought he-
yeah, no, you.
So who is CIHS?
I don't know who CIHS is.
Oh no. Guys, oh my god, CIHS is anonymous. Dude.
Show
All
yourself.
this time we were wondering who CIHS was, but what we failed to realize was that we were CIHS.
Hi guys, it's Dutton. I just stepped away for a while. No. I just stepped away for a while. I'm just back. What's up? Ayana messaged me.
We were
Don't
just trying
escape.
to figure out who you were.
Oh, okay. No, I was just being a fly on the wall for a little bit. I'm disappearing again.
Oh, cool. All right. I mean,
I'm really. She's using the Zoom channel. That's really why.
okay.
Otherwise, I would just completely disappear.
Yeah.
It's good to see and hear you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go back to disappearing.
Okay,
Okay.
bye.
Bye. I mean, okay, so now I know who that is. I can say that, I do have a little bit of criticism for Ms. Schneider because she's not exactly on top of communicating that kind of stuff to us. She's like, well, you should already be here. I'm like, all right, what? And then there's that whole thing where she like came into my DOK class and just accused everyone of not turning in their reflections, even though she hadn't connected
I remember that.
anyone. I was so mad. She was like, well, I connected everyone over the weekend. I was like, well, you didn't tell us that until just now, so don't get mad. But I think that there's kind of like a responsibility that needs to be taken by both students and staff. And like some teachers are on top of it, like absolutely, and it works really well because they have an establishment. Oh, sorry.
I was saying, do you think it like slacks off some? It's like a sort of like an imbalance of like, some days they're on top of it. Some days it's like we're ahead.
Yeah.
Leah, did you get that?
Oh, I was just saying, oh yeah, like I agree with you.
So do you think it needs to be more of a consistent? It's a consistency issue.
And that connects with the part where you was saying that teachers should, connect with us more.
Yeah.
Not just emotional, like how we feeling and stuff, but as far as like, are we on top of our work? And that's exactly like Miss Snyder. She doesn't really check in that much. She just waits till like it's due and then be like, oh, where's this at? Where's that? But it's like, we have a lot of things. We have a lot of other things. So it would help if you checked in with us over time, So, because I had totally forgot about that until she sent that email. And I was like, oh, shoot. Like,
Yeah, but no shoot. You're like, oh no. And I'm not, I'm not here to bash Miss Snyder. Like,
Right.
geez, I can't talk. I'm not here to bash Ms. Schneider. Because I do that at dinner anyway. But I'm like, I just think that we need to focus on having more compassionate, like leadership, I suppose. Like people who understand kind of what we're going through.
Need people who up in their face, reminding them to do stuff. Sometimes you need it. Other times you don't need it.
Yanni, I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Is someone dying? Or oh my god.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so I was saying sometimes even with, them sending out, what's happening during school, sometimes you be like receiving stuff that should have been sent to us weeks ago, and it's just sometimes it's inconsistent, and so our parents are wondering like, why am I just now notice about this? This was sent on blah da da. What is going on? And I'm like, I don't know. They just give this, give it to me. And sometimes I feel like, yes, that is an inconsistency problem. And I also feel like that even the parents' relationships to, teachers, to, principals and stuff, there have been like, um, some, I know that some parents don't even like have those connections that like we have with like some of the teachers or even some of the faculty, and it's just like a disconnect, because if your parents are informed about what's happening during school and stuff, then it's up to us to give it to them. And I feel like, you know, could you guys hear me or no? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
I need to stop being on damn speaker because this is not, my phone does not pick it up. Yeah, sorry. I just said hello like 6 times.
Wait, did you guys hear what I said or no? I was saying how, like, that even the parents' relations with the teachers and faculty, it's like a disconnect there as well. Sometimes I feel like it's very like one-sided, and it's like the parents doesn't have that connection that we have sometimes with our teachers. I feel like that's another thing that needs to get worked on as well.
Period. I think there needs to be like more of an established community as well.
There's like a parent-teacher, a parent organization, whatever, but it's like 3 of them parents in there. What is going on?
Oh no. And they're probably very confused.
And I know that there are like parents that are very passionate about this, and like us as students, and making sure that like, we're getting what we need out of the school. We're getting the resources. We're getting them connections. We're getting, them bonds and networking that we need, for when we need to get resumes, we need to get recommendations, we need to get all this other stuff. And it's like,
yeah,
sometimes it like falls at the wayside with the parents. It's like students, parents.
mm-hmm.
And
I think, I mean, like, honestly, I think that we already have like so much to do, and this is definitely not, an ideal time to work harder because, it's already very stressed to begin with. We are about to be the first graduating class in the midst of a pandemic, but we also need to work as students ourselves to like what we can do to establish a community in the first place. So, I mean, that's difficult to do. I guess remotely. um,
But like even my mom, she's open to doing Zoom calls, and stuff like that because she really wants to know like what is happening because sometimes parents get left in the dark about what's happening and it's like a big miscommunication.
mhm.
I don't know who
I mean, like personally, that's never just because my mom is who my mom is. But I think that it would be like beneficial for the majority of the school to have parents know what's going on in their kids' like lives and education. Um,
because I know like I like a parent. It's like the one that Miss Schneider had. It was like in December, and it was like students were there and like they were with their parents, and like a lot of the parents I know they were like voicing like we don't know what's going on. There's a big communication happening. I mean miscommunication happening, and they felt very just concerned and just really wanted to like know like
mm,
we want to be more informed. We want to know what's happening. We barely get all we get is letters.
yeah.
Face to face deep conversations and stuff like that that's happening. Anyone else agree? Jayla, Deandra,
No, I agree 100%.
Deandra.
Yeah, I agree. My bad.
It's okay. So do you think this is a good end to our discussion? Do you guys think I did okay? Did I do bad?
You did amazing.
Yeah, this was helpful. And a good check-in with at least some of us.
I wish more of you guys came. I sent a big freaking group text message.
Yeah. Right. That's what I was
To
wondering.
alert people earlier or something like that. I don't know.
It's like that one Dr. Seuss quote. It's like unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, things aren't going to get better. It's not.
That's true. And if you're not up to changing, I mean, it's really up to us to be changing. What's happening, and it's like we we have time. We have time. We really do. I mean, yes, some people are like working and stuff, but like if we can just make it accessible to everyone to where it can like benefit all of us, then I feel like then like now's the time as any other to be voicing our opinions.
Yanni, can you repeat that last part just like a little bit louder, please?
I said now is a great time as any other to be voicing our opinions and our concerns. And plus, we're the seniors now. We literally we're the dogs, the big dogs. I know I want some change to happen. Do y'all want some change to happen? Because I do feel like, yeah.
Okay, but you know what's like really unfortunate though? It's how we were all joking about how like we were gonna graduate before senior year homecoming, and now it's like, oh, that might actually happen.
Yeah. That's great.
I don't know. It's weird how things work out like that.
Don't you want prom? Come on, prom.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to have it in my house.
Man, we should get. Oh my gosh! You know what? You know what? We should fund. We should use prom funds to get everyone those guinea pig balls, or like. And we could all just stay like 6 feet apart, but then like show up
I love that.
and like dress.
That would be hot. Really hot.
That'd be funny.
That was Christmas
Yeah.
outfit. That'd be beautiful.
Oh, buddy, what's up? I don't know.
And then we'll have our masks that matches our dresses and focuses. But yeah, I really hope more people can make it for Saturday because tomorrow is Eric Gordon's. He's gonna be talking about what's gonna be happening, and so then we can take notes and stuff. I can send it in the group chat and just send it to anyone who needs it, and then like we can like this. We're gonna be having a discussion about it on Saturday, hopefully with more people. But I did like you guys a lot, so yeah. And if you need any, if you need,
Yeah, I'm gonna email Mr. T and see if he'll come. So I think we gotta get like teachers involved in this as well.
Yeah, if we get a teacher involved, I feel like they'll take it more serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have an adult to like vouch for us and like, or not vouch for us.
Do you think they can post it on their Instagram page and try to like shout it out, like, I don't know, a little more?
Probably. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think there's a problem with that. But
Well, guys, I'm calling it early. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Thank you, Ayana, by the way.
yeah. When I leave, then it's gonna stop recording. So thank you guys for coming. I really enjoyed this. Hopefully more people can come for Saturday.
Right.
Because 2 seems like a good time. You know, it's not too late, not too early. So I think it should work out. Because I'm really trying to see more of, you know, the seniors coming in and just.
Right.
yeah. I really like, I don't know, I like hearing about like what people have to say. And I know I talk a lot, and that's just because like I have trouble organizing my thoughts and stuff. That's whatever. But yeah. But
We have them there for a reason.
I'm glad Ellen Bogan left before I started talking, or else I would hear him like over the phone.
But yeah, I said this to Diana and Mr. Bogan because they like to challenge our thoughts and stuff, and like they really do push us to think more about what we're saying, but not what we're saying, but like how we're gonna put this into a plan, like actual plan that's gonna work and that's gonna be put into action, you know.